Hello there. Hello there, my family and friends. Jody here. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. We're just going to do a little bit of a garden tour. A fair amount of that's Rocky Doodle. A fair amount has been going on, and so we're gonna start in the high tunnel. So, and Pete's going to follow me around, which I just love. So the big thing in the high tunnel that's happened is a big fan. So we put a fan in, and when I say we, I actually mean Pete. And it's got louvers on the outside, so it'll give us a bit more air exchange in here. So I think it's going to be a great addition. He just dropped his pop. Yeah, I can. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to, well, I got a little list because I forget to talk about things. So one of the things I really want to talk about, especially for those of you that are in Texas or in warm climates and you're struggling with fire ants, which they are horrible, and I'm super sensitive to them. So I read something about nematodes last year, and last fall I inoculated the high tunnel with 50 million nematodes. It was like $30, so it wasn't expensive. I got them from Nature's Good Guys, and they come in the mail, and you just put them in water, and then you spread them around, and then you just have to make sure that you keep it moist. And I got to tell you, I have no fire ants in the high tunnel this year at all, and it is so pleasant. So I think this fall I'm going to do more of the garden because it was absolutely worth it. So, and I don't know what SF stands for, but that's what they're called. They're called SF nematodes. You can look them up. So the other thing that I want to talk about is no hornworms this year because we put up this mesh. So I'm not coming out every night with a black light fighting hornworms. So we'll kind of walk down and see what's going on. But we do have things are happening in here. So these are our Carmen peppers. So these are a sweet pepper, and it's a bullhorn pepper. It's not a bell, but they're just really I like them. So that's why we plant them. Over here, we did one habanero, and it's really coming along. And then we've got our jalapenos, which have fruit on them. And down here, we have a pepper called Sinahuisa, and it's it's a very, very old variety. It's from the Sonoran Desert, and this is what we make our fermented pepper sauce out of. So these are the Amish paste all along here, and you can see that I'm using this clipper system to keep them up, and I'm very happy with it. It's pretty amazing. And we're starting to get a few starting to blush. I see one down there. And then over here, on this side, we've got the roadster tomatoes, and I've already picked maybe 5 or 6 of them. And but I mean, these things are they're absolutely loaded. We will get hundreds of pounds off of these probably. And so here's the first Amish paste to blush, and it's so big. I wasn't expecting that. So I've been working on getting more of these beds going. So down here we've got our beans, and we are eating fresh beans for dinner. And then on this side are the San Marzano tomatoes, and they're pretty loaded. They look happy and healthy. Still have Swiss chard for the chickens, and they just love it. Oh, a grasshopper. Wow. Well, the amount of bugs in here is very manageable. So this is our one artichoke that we did in here, and I mean, it looks really happy. And I've tucked a few flowers in and things like that. I'm trying something this year. I don't know. It's called a lychee tomato. It just looked interesting, so I planted a couple of seeds, and we'll see what happens. And then more green beans. These are jade green beans, and we'll probably be harvesting these in, I don't know, they're starting to set some flowers, so it'll probably be about 3 or 4 weeks. And that's about it in the high tunnel. So the strawberries are a little bit of a fail. The hay is so aggressive. It's coming up and taking over. So these are going to get moved but we've gotten strawberries this year, so that's been kind of nice. And yeah, I mean me. And then this over here is still a problem with the hay, fighting the weeds like crazy. But these big sunflowers, they did bloom. And we've got on here, we've got a passion flower and then some scarlet runner beans because they're so beautiful. Then just flowers and a bird bath. And it's just pretty to look at. Artichokes there. Sweet potatoes are taken off. And then over here, we've done some harvesting. So we've harvested all of our beets. We probably got, I think I wrote it down. Yeah, we got about 150 pounds of beets out of this. We've harvested about maybe half of the onions, maybe a little less than half of the onions. And they're in the barn drying. And I'll put a picture in of them. And then our shallots we haven't taken yet, but there's millions of them. Potatoes, we've started harvesting potatoes. Only about a third so far harvested, and they're curing in the barn dough. We had a big rain last night, so we won't be harvesting potatoes for probably another 8 or 9 days till it dries out again, because harvesting them in the wet is just horrible. And then we've got cucumbers coming on like crazy, and these are a little cucumber that is for pickling, and I've been harvesting every single day. And then down here we've got this is cantaloupe to make our cantaloupe jam that we love so much. This is a delicata squash. Squash plants, I pulled one squash plant, and this one I haven't decided what to do. The problem is just the wind topped them. It knocked them over and broke them. So now they're weird. So that one I pulled, and I'll just replace it with another squash plant. And watermelon, the yellow crimson that Ed and Julie love so much. And down here is more delicata, and they're growing. It's got a lot of squash on it. And peanuts, and the peanuts are blooming, which I have no idea what to expect from peanuts. So beans are getting close to being ready, and our little stand of blue popcorn, it definitely did get pollinated. Over here, it doesn't look like it did as well, and I think it's just because the wind blows from the south a lot in the summertime. So good to know, but still, it'll be plenty of popcorn for us. And then our dent corn is over here, and it grows fast. It gets really tall. Not a great stand. We think it's a germination problem, but that's all right. We'll get what we get. And here's one of our little cows, but they're still afraid of us, unfortunately. Hello, little cowie. So that's the older one. He's like 2 months older, and he's bigger. And then out there is the younger one. He's lighter colored. But yeah, they're still afraid of us, but we're working on it. Not afraid of blue. No, they're not afraid of blue. So our little orchard is looking pretty nice this year. So I'm standing next to this so you get a sense of how big these trees are. They're not super big. This is an almond. We have them all labeled, I think. And I don't know, we're enjoying it. It's pretty to look at, even though we're not going to get fruit because we had a late frost. But that's okay. We'll get figs. We always get figs. So that's about what's going on around here. We're harvesting, and then starts got to get it preserved. So gets a little bit wild, but it's fine. And we're busy, and we're working, and we're loving our little cows. So it's a good life. So hope everybody has a lovely week. I love y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.